help us tonight.
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge. At the siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 hours. All emergency services will be suspended. Your government thanks you for your participation.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Blendy in Swirl 1. I'm at home chilling. I have some alone time now because my school is back in. My son's in school, so I got some time to myself. And I'm going to make this really brief video. I was going to show you guys some things, but I probably won't because I know this video is going to upset a lot of people. But I'm really not caring about people being upset. I am the type of person that likes to speak the truth and give you food for thought to take you out of the fog and the smoke and mirrors that society and community and culture tends to put people in. I've been asked by several people, how come you haven't spoken about the Michael Brown situation, the situations with police shooting men, the situations in St. Louis and Ferguson, Missouri, and even in Southern California where men have been shot? Why aren't you speaking about it? Why on my Facebook page and on here, people have asked me, how come you aren't speaking about that? How come you don't mention it and you don't talk about it? And there is a reason why I chose not to speak on what's going on with the police brutality cases. The reason why I chose not to speak about it at all is because I find it quite interesting that a lot of people have this selective rage. There are shootings going on almost every day in major cities, where some cities, like you see in the screenshot I have here, 82 shot in Chicago. There was a few days ago, I think over the weekend, there was 7 people killed, 25 shot in Chicago. I read this morning, which really was sad to me, a 9-year-old boy was shot and killed in Chicago. Shouldn't those rioters and people who are waging war in Ferguson, Missouri, and St. Louis, and all these other places where people are really up in arms about what's going on there, shouldn't they be up in arms and enraged and rioting in Chicago, where you have 9-year-olds getting shot? A few years ago, a 6-month-old baby was murdered, shot. There was no rioting. There was no people descending to that town and really staging protests and fights, and there was none of that. Why are all those murders ignored of various individuals, including children? And we focus on one incident because it's racial. I'm going to really bite my tongue on a lot of things I'd like to say concerning that, because I know it's going to piss some people off, that we have been programmed to just seek race as the only issue, when we actually have other issues that are equally as damaging, not just racism and race. When you see situations like what I'm showing you guys right now, where dozens of people being shot over a weekend, and no rioting, no protest, no nothing, it's just very confusing for a lot of people who feels one incident triggers all this protest when others don't trigger any protest at all. So until we can get up in arms every time something senseless occurs, every time somebody like that 9-year-old was shot today and killed, until we get up in arms every time injustice is done, I am not going to really deal with the issues of one incident when we have several that nobody pays attention to. I'm not going to deal with that.